Why do men want to go to Southeast Asia to live, to explore? The women. Come on, let's be honest. I'm tired of the BS. Of course it's the women. I hear people ask, why did you move here? Because of the food, the weather. No, women are number one. Okay, let's tell the truth. People, men, we want to have a good girlfriend, a good relationship, someone who's not going to be an a-hole to deal with and difficult all the time. That's why we want to date Southeast Asian women. They're more beautiful. They take care of their bodies. They're way sexier than most other places. There's nothing wrong with that. Just admit it. Okay, we don't have to hide it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a man wanting to find a good wife, a good girlfriend, a sexy girl. Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, so this video we're going to talk about three things. The first thing you have to do is get a visa if you're going to go to these three countries. I'm going to tell you about that. I'm going to put timestamps down below if you don't care about visas. You already know about it. Second would be the life. How much does it cost? The quality of life. And third will be about the females and the way to meet them, the way to talk to them and don't make basic mistakes. Okay, so let's go number one, visas. Okay, so for the Philippines, you don't need a visa per se, but you do have to do one step. 72 hours before or more, I suggest a week or two, you have to register with the Filipino government and let them know you're coming. I will put a link to the official site below in this video. That's the easy one. After a month, you have to go to a mall which has these little places where you can extend. It's much faster and easier to do it at these places. It's $50 to fast track it, and you're out of there within an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you're on for another month in the Philippines. You can usually do that for 2 or 3 years, although the Philippines changes their rules all the time. Okay, Vietnam. They have a situation where you have to register and get a visa. They say 3 business days, but I would suggest 2 weeks before you go there. Get on there in case there's a problem. A lot of people fill out the information incorrectly. The new site is much better than the old site, but I want you guys to be successful and realize that Vietnam has some long holidays. Some of them, Tet, for example, they take a whole week off, so it can be 9 days. So make sure that you get 2 weeks before you're going to arrive and apply for your 90-day visa. When it's done, that is the most expensive country to renew your visa because you have to leave the country. And that's usually about $200 to $250 on a bus to drive out of Vietnam in the morning, during the morning, get out, extend your visa with an emergency visa, come back in, you got another 90 days. Okay, for Thailand, you just show up, you get 60 days, and then 45 days before it expires, up to a week before it expires, you need to go into a passport office or visa office and extend it 30 more days. So it also is about $50 and pretty easy, straightforward process if you go to one of these malls where it's quite easy and fast, especially the time of day if you go early in the morning before a lot of the partiers get there in the afternoon. Okay, so that's visas. Number 2, the quality of life. Which country has the best quality of life? And I'm factoring in food, cost of living, the way to get around, traffic, etc., the weather, the pollution. Okay, so who's best? Let's start with who's worst. That's the Philippines. They have horrible traffic. Their pollution is off and on. There is good food in the Philippines, but it's not easy to find. It's going to be much more difficult for you. It can be a walk. And again, if you got to take a taxi or a ride somewhere, it is a real pain in the ass in the Philippines. Where in Thailand and Vietnam, the food is really good and it's plentiful and everywhere. And the crazy thing is, not crazy, but it's much cheaper when you go to a supermarket in Vietnam and in Thailand than it is in the Philippines. Second, I would say, is going to go to Vietnam. It is a little bit cheaper than Thailand, but for $100, $200 more in Thailand, the quality of life there and the ease of living is just so much higher in Thailand. You'll be more comfortable. The culture is more laid back, and the food is delicious. The weather is great. Although during burning season, the pollution is horrible. So for those months, January through May, which is about 3 months. It can start as early as January, but usually you're thinking February, March, April. Those months, it can be really, really polluted all over Thailand, uh, and not good. So, one thing to remember. Okay, so Vietnam is in the middle, and Vietnam has come a long ways, and they keep improving, and there's great places to live. I have other videos that shows my apartment and living there, and it's a great area and comfortable in a lot of places, but not everywhere. Bangkok has more areas. Okay, now the last one, the women. Okay, so the easiest to date, that's definitely going to be the Philippines. They're very open minded about dating foreigners, and they're very easy to go on a date with you, maybe even hook up right away. Depends on the females, but it's very, very common in the Philippines. They want to tie you up and get you to be theirs quickly. So they know one way to do that is to do some horizontal dancing with you. So the second would be Thailand, are going to be the easiest, second easiest to date. They're pretty relaxed, very chill, very smile at you. They're going to look directly in your eyes when you look at them. They're not scared. They're very, very confident, strong, regal women. And I find them so, so sexy. The dark skin, etc. That's your personal choice. And then the Vietnamese will be the hardest. They're the slowest moving. It is just not part of their culture to just date around with a bunch of guys. Very, very few of them. And if you do find them, yeah, I've had a student or two that told me they like to do that. They just like to hook up and then not. But that is a rare, rare Vietnamese woman. They're very much slower moving. Okay, so who are the best looking? Who's going to have the most beautiful women? Well, that's a little bit of a your personal choice. Filipinos will be the chunkiest. They are extremely cute, I would say. Vietnamese women are going to be the thinnest. As far as overall, Thailand also has some very beautiful women. But straight beauty, Vietnam's going to have the most beautiful because they're so thin and they stay thin. But all three countries have beautiful women, so it's not really that big of a deal. And maybe you like a certain type of look, the cuteness of the Filipinos more than you like the thin Vietnamese or the dark skin of the Thai girls. It just personal preference. I don't think either one of those countries, and you're going to be fine. Okay, the language. Of course, the Philippines is going to have the best English skills. Now, I hear many YouTubers say that Thailand is second, has better English, and Vietnam does not. I totally disagree. Those are travel vloggers who are not spending time in the city. If you're in Ho Chi Minh and Bangkok, by far Ho Chi Minh has way more females that speak good English than Bangkok. Bangkok has them because of the tourism industry. And if you're outside of the big cities in Vietnam, yeah, you're going to have some really limited English speakers, very rare. But in the big cities, for sure, Vietnam's going to have better English speakers. As far as who's the most relaxed and chilled to when you are dating them, who's going to not bother you too much with being jealous, calling you all the time, wanting to see you all the time, for sure. You need to be careful with Filipino women because they are extremely jealous, and they have what's called tampo, which is where they basically go nuts over inconsequential things, or they make things up in their head. So, it sounds cute, but in actuality, when you really have to deal with it, it's a nightmare. So for sure, Thai women are the easiest with that. They're there. If they feel like you're cheating on them, they're probably not going to say anything. They'll just probably cheat on you. That's Thai culture. And yeah, that's just the way it goes. So you can pick and choose what you want. Vietnamese girls are very jealous. They'll get angry. They'll cry. They'll scream. If you really hurt them or if you cheat on them, for sure. They're not easy to get along with, but they're also quite jealous. But for sure, Filipinos are the hardest when it comes to that. So as far as dating apps, okay, so if you want to use dating apps, pretty much Thailand, it's pointless if you're not in Thailand. Most of them don't want to talk to you because they think you're just there and you want to video call and do the horizontal dance with them. So they're not into spending time to do that. That's not they'd rather do the real thing. That's just their culture. Vietnamese women are talkers, and they like to move slow. So dating apps are great for Vietnamese women. They don't mind spending time. Now, you have to be careful of the professional daters or the ones out there, because there's a lot of them that are just looking for green cards. A lot of Vietnamese women are looking for that. So you have to be smart in all three of these countries. And then with making sure you look for those red flags. Go slow until you learn the game and you start to spot tricks, And the second thing is, it doesn't matter what of these countries you pick, you do have a good chance of finding somebody in true love. It can absolutely happen if you're smart and careful. And you will be happy. The other word I was going to say. So as far as when you come here and you're going to live your life in one of these countries, I would suggest for yourself, focus on yourself. Self-improvement, whether that means now you've got time to go to the gym and exercise, do it. It's so good for your health. I spent the last couple of months here in America at a retirement home helping my mom, and I'm seeing all these people, and I see the difference of the people that are thinner and take care of themselves. They're healthier, they can still walk. The other people that didn't do that, they're in wheelchairs or they're in walkers. So go to the gym, walk, take care of your body. You're going to feel better. You're going to look better. Go to the dentist, whiten your teeth. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing unmanly about fixing your teeth, right? And dress okay. You don't have to dress super nice. I mean, the weather's fantastic over there. Nothing wrong with a nice pair of shorts and a nice t-shirt. But just make sure that once in a while, if you go on a date, wear a polo shirt. Don't wear a tank top to a date, for God's sakes. You're not 50 and a beach bum. That's not going to fly with them. You can lose a lot of weight just walking. I lost a lot of weight when I lived in some other places where I walked. I didn't have a motorcycle, and that's a great way. In addition, if you go to the gym, and you don't have to be crazy about your diet, you're still going to lose weight if you just exercise and walk. So, and just try and eat a little bit healthy, get into that. There's so much great information on YouTube about what to eat, what's good for your health. There's a lot of doctors on there that are amazing. So, I would say get a hobby. If you're not going to work, if you still have to work, well, then that's a different situation. But I would put the gym and taking care of your health big. But if you're not working too much, get a hobby. It's great for you, All of these things are going to boost your confidence. And when your confidence is higher, women sense it, right? They can sense that confidence. And I'm not saying do it for them. Do it for yourself. Because women can come and go, and most of them are going to go. So make sure you do something for yourself. Take care of your temple. This is what we got. Do the best we can. We all have bumps in the road, right? One last thought before I close this video. I think Americans are really focused, our culture is extremely focused on number one. I, ad nauseum, have to hear the Michael Jordan, LeBron James, who's the greatest? Who's the greatest at this? Forget about who's number one. What's wrong with being number two, right? What's wrong with being Marshall Faulk and being the second best running back in the NFL history, right? Or what's wrong with being LeBron James and being the second or third best basketball player or fifth best basketball player ever? It's still a pretty amazing life he's leading, right? So do the best. There's happiness in second, third place. The idea is to try so that when you look in the mirror, you're trying and doing your best. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Men, we can get beat up in culture. This is not the culture for men anymore. I guess men had our heyday in the 50s and 60s, and now it's swung way back over to everybody else. But we still have to love ourselves and take care of ourselves. And then good females, good girls, good women will notice that. And you'll notice it about yourself, that you can start to take care of yourself. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. And I hope you guys will like this video, share it if you found it interesting with your friends. And if you have any questions, put them down there and I'll answer them. All right. Peace out. Her hand, her back, just don't physically touch them.
Mỹ quan đô thị tại khu vực trung tâm thành phố. Ủy ban nhân dân quận 1 thông báo từ ngày 1 tháng 7 năm 2020